Question. P.S. Which of the following inequalities expresses the shaded region as shown in the figure above? Solution. The second fundamental concept in inequality. When we add or subtract a certain number from both sides of the inequality, the sign of inequality does not change. So, if we add or subtract x from both sides of an inequality, it does not affect the inequality sign. If a is greater than b, then a plus minus x is greater than b plus minus x. We are required to select the option that is represented by the shaded region in the figure above. Wake up! Pay attention to the graph drawn on the vertical line. Difficult questions will appear in the exam if you get this type of question right. Now the shaded region represents x is greater than 3, and 3 is not included as the circle indicates. So let us check the options. A. 2 times x is less than x plus 3. If we subtract x from both sides of 2 times x is less than x plus 3, we have 2 times x minus x is less than x plus 3 minus x, or x is less than 3, by the second fundamental concept in inequality. Thus, this option is not true as we are looking for x is greater than 3. B. Negative 4 times x plus 9 is less than negative 3. If we subtract 9 from both sides of negative 4 times x plus 9 is less than negative 3, we have negative 4 times x plus 9 minus 9 is less than negative 3 minus 9, or negative 4 times x is less than negative 12, by the second fundamental concept in inequality. Now, divide both sides of the inequality by negative 4, and according to the second property of inequality, that is negative rule, which says that when we are dividing by a negative number, the inequality sign will change. We get negative 4 times x over negative 4 is greater than negative 12 over negative 4, or x is greater than 3. Thus, the option is true as we are looking for x is greater than 3. C. Negative 2 times x is greater than 3 times x minus 20. If we subtract 3 times x from both sides of negative 2 times x is greater than 3 times x minus 20, we have negative 2 times x minus 3 times x is greater than 3 times x minus 20 minus 3 times x, or negative 5 times x is greater than negative 20 by the second fundamental concept in inequality. Now divide both sides of the inequality by negative 5, and according to the second property of inequality, that is negative rule, which says that when we are dividing a negative number, the inequality sign will change. We get negative 5 times x over negative 5 is less than negative 20 over negative 5, or x is less than 4. Thus, this option is not true as we are looking for x is greater than 3. D. X minus 1 is greater than 2 times x plus 2. If we subtract x from both sides of x minus 1 is greater than 2 times x plus 2, we have x minus 1 minus x is greater than 2 times x plus 2 minus x, or negative 1 is greater than x plus 2 by the second fundamental concept in inequality. Also, if we subtract 2 from both sides, then according to the second fundamental concept, we have negative 1 minus 2 is greater than x plus 2 minus 2, or negative 3 is greater than x, or x is less than negative 3. Thus, this option is not true as we are looking for x is greater than 3. E. 5 times x minus 10 is less than 2 times x minus 1. If we subtract 2 times x from both sides of 5 times x minus 10 is less than 2 times x minus 1, we have 5 times x minus 10 minus 2 times x is less than 2 times x minus 1 minus 2 times x, or 3 times x minus 10 is less than negative 1 by the second fundamental concept in inequality. Now we add 10 to both sides, we get 3 times x minus 10 plus 10 is less than negative 1 plus 10, or 3 times x is less than 9 by the second fundamental concept in inequality. Also, 3 times x is less than 9 is the same as 3 times x over 3 is less than 9 over 3, or x is less than 3 by the first property of inequality, that is positive rule, which says that multiplying or dividing an inequality by 3 does not change the direction of the inequality sign. Thus, this option is not true as we are looking for x is greater than 3. Thus, B is the correct answer. Answer B.